Hello, I'll just put this down a bit. Welcome to Wednesday's functional fitness class. I think there may be some new people here today, so you'll have to, those old timers will have to excuse me if I explain things that you already know. As you know, this 5-minute slot before 11 o'clock, I talk about various subjects, and rather than be random, I started going to bed. So we're still on B. Last week was, can't remember what B was for, was it balance? This week I'm going to talk about bands. Now I know some of you have already had the talk on bands, you know all about bands, but stay with me because there might be some things that you learn. This class uses exercise bands. Now there are lots of different types of exercise bands. I should have got these out, the other ones out to show you. There are the ones that are joined, so they're like a band like that. There are these ones that are free, as it were, and then you get, I mean, there are lots of different sorts. You get these ones that have handles. Now, in this class, I tend to use, well, I don't tend to, I do. I use these ones that are free. Now, if you haven't got bands, you can still do the class. Just do the movements without the band. Bands are great because they create resistance. So they're just like weights, only they're much more portable. They're much more versatile as well, because supposing you're doing a bicep curl, okay, and you've got a band, you can have the tension loose or you can have it tight. So you can alter the amount of tension that there is, the amount of resistance that you have. So bands are good in that respect. They're versatile. This band is 2 meters, so I wouldn't suggest getting anything less than 2 meters. I think anything more would be a bit cumbersome, but you do see them for sale at 1 meter, and I think 2 meters is probably better for our purposes. You can buy them. I'm always pushing Decathlon. Decathlon is a great place to buy them because they have them out, so you can actually try them. If you're trying a band, don't sort of go, oh yeah, that feels okay. Do one of the exercises that we've done. A good one, actually, to know if it's the tension is, if it's too strong a band, is to do this one. And if you can't do that, then it's too strong. But you probably will find that you use different bands for different exercises. So, for example, we haven't done it, but if we were ever to do a lateral raise like that, that is a difficult exercise to do with a strong band. You need a much lighter band. So I know that some places on Amazon, they sell them in packs of 3, and there's a light, a medium, and a strong band. So that might be a good way forward. I mean, they're not expensive. Don't go by color. These are Decathlons, and this blue is quite firm. I think their very strongest one is, let's see what this one is. This one says, I think it might be grey, but I'm not sure. This says, I think this is medium. It doesn't tell me. I think this is the light one, and it's still quite strong, actually, but you can't go by colour because different manufacturers have different colours. So sometimes very light is yellow, sometimes it's red, sometimes it's green. So you need to try them out. That's why buying them in multiples is probably a good idea. The other thing is, and this particularly applies to people that have been doing my class for a while, your body and your muscles adapt. So if you are finding the exercises easy, and I mean, there does come a time when you can't stretch the band anymore without fear of it pinging, you can't put any more resistance on it, it might be a good idea to move up a band, because one of the things about exercise is, like I say, your body adapts to it. And in order to keep getting benefit from it, you need to keep increasing the resistance. So if you were using weights and you were doing 1 kilogram, you would get used to that. So you could maybe shift to 1.5 or 2 kilograms. So it's the same with bands. So if you're finding the exercises too easy, and if you find them too easy, I would say you're not getting as much benefit from them as you can, because I'm just a sadist. If you're finding them too easy, think about going up a band. You could double the band, but that usually makes it too strong, the resistance too strong. But anyway, sometimes if we're doing a bicep curl, some people, particularly if you've got arthritis in your hands, might find, of course, I chose one out the cupboard at random, and I chose a really strong one. But you might find if you want to do a bicep curl, some people find that having the band the band with the handle is good. It's also quite good for this one if we're doing the upward row. So if you've got arthritis in your hands, you might want to try with handles so that you can just hook your hands around, because if you're having to grip the band without the handles, it can put, you do need quite a lot of hand strength in some cases. I think that's all you ever wanted to know about bands, but were afraid to ask. So I'm going to put these away. I'm going to have a quick slurp of tea. Oh, sometimes how tea just hits the spot. That's a hit spotting tea. I don't know why the television's still on. And we're going to start the class, right? So, for anybody that's new, the class is in 3 parts, 3 segments. There's the warm-up, then there's the main body of the exercises, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's about 10 exercises. Might be a few more. And then at the end, we do some stretching. Do the exercises at your own level. So if you're new, you might want to do some of the exercises. If you have a band, without the band, you might think, oh, I'm exhausted, I can't do any more. Do the movements without a band. You may not, we do 10 of each exercise. You may not be able to do 10. Do 5, do 3, do 8, do whatever you can do. Because if you can go through this class perfectly with strong bands, then I would argue you don't need this class, you need another class. And we concentrate on strength, coordination, flexibility, and balance. So I think that's all I've got to say. If you need to, you can do some of the exercises sitting down. But I would say if you can stand up, do stand up, because it's better for your balance and it's better for your core. You can hang on to the chair if you want sometimes. Right, so we're going to start the warm-up. We're just going to start doing very gentle marching on the spot. What you can do, if you can, do it on your toes. If not, just use your feet, but place your feet down. Don't do stamping, just nice and gentle. Give a slightly exaggerated swing of your arms. Hi, Doreen, hi, Nikki. Just to get your shoulders mobilized. And the reason we warm up is to get the joints mobilized and the blood flowing to the muscles to get them warm so that we don't risk pinging anything. Now, if you want to, keep doing your feet. Put your hands on your shoulders. You don't have to keep doing your feet. You can stand still if you want and stretch up. If you can't get your hands, if you've got limited shoulder mobility, some people have through lack of use or injury, and you can only go to about there or there. Don't force it. Just go as far as your arms are able. So if you start trying to force it, you'll injure yourself. Back down, push out to the side, in, forward, back, and then up and down, out to the side and in, forward and back. One more time. Up, down, out, in, forward, back. Right. You're going to put your hand on your shoulder like a wing. So it's sticking out at 180 degrees. Imagine you've got a pencil on your elbow. So we're going to do 5 great big circles. 2 backwards, 3, 4. It's only your arm that moves. 5, and then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then do on the other side. So backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. I don't know if you saw yesterday morning, but Darcy Bustle was on breakfast television, And I thought I would try these. I thought if it's good enough for Darcey Bussell, it's good enough for us Dame Darcey Bussell. So instead of doing this one that we usually do, I'm going to just vary it slightly and see what you think. We're just going to go backwards as if you were doing the backstroke. 2, 3, 4, nice and slow. 5, if you can only do it out to the side, that's fine. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to do it forward. So we're going to go 1, 2, nice and slow. 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring your arm in front of you. 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm doing it this way. 10. We're going to have to do 20. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How's that feeling? Nice and relaxed shoulders. And then one other thing she did that I thought was quite good. So put your arms out like this, and we're just going to pulse for 5. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Whew. Gets you there, doesn't it? That's just a warm up. So just give your shoulders a bit of a move. Right. I'm just going to get rid of this. We're just going to do some heel digs. And at the same time, anchor your elbows into your waist. And we're going to do a bicep curl. This is a bicep curl with your arm on the opposite arm. So this is good for coordination and balance and strength. This is just a warm up. So opposite arm and leg. Nice and slow. 3, 2, 1. And then feet out to the side. You can tell I'm a trained professional, can't you? I don't know my arms from my feet. And at the same time, prayer hands, and you're pushing out. So again, this is doing your legs, your hips, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Oh, it's just so good. Nice and slow and controlled. Remember those headlights on your knees and your hips pointing forwards. Don't let them go into the side like my right leg is trying to do. 3, 2, 1. And then just stepping back. My arms are starting to ache a little bit, my shoulders. And at the same time as you step back, you're just going to push your hands out. And if you can, do splay your fingers so that you give your forearms and your hands a bit of a workout. Again, remember the headlights on the knees and the hips. Don't let them point, keep them pointing forwards. 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. Last one, little toe tap. And at the same time, swing your arms. I'm glad not to be bringing my arms up, actually. Just swing your arms and tap your toe. Wonderful. It gives a nice, relaxed swing of the arms. 3, make sure it's opposite arm and leg. 2, 1. Right, we're going to put all that together. Oh, I'm sorry, Prue. Do you want me to slow down a bit? All right, I'll bear that in mind. Let me have a swig of tea to let you recover a bit. But again, Prue, do it at your own speed. You don't need to keep up with me, okay? Just do it at your own speed. But yeah, Prue makes a good point. Sometimes my slow and controlled is not other people's slow and controlled. But do it at your own. So if you're going slower than I am, that's absolutely fine. Right, so we're going to do the whole thing. So hope we're going to do it. It's control. You're slow and you're controlled. That's the thing. Because if you're trying to keep up, you'll start to become a bit. So don't. Right, so heel dig, side, back, toe tap. 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 We're going to do it 3 more times, just a little bit faster. So heel dig, side, back, concentrate, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right, are you nice and warmed up? We're going to go into the main body of the exercise now. I'm not going to do the shadow walking today. We're going to go straight into the main body of the exercise. And the first exercise we're going to do is a squat. Because this is a functional fitness class, it's important to have strong legs and glutes, bum muscles. Because without those, there are a lot of things that we want to do as we get older that we can't, like going up and down stairs, walking in the hills, or keeping up with grandchildren, getting in and out the bath, picking things up off the floor. And you need strong legs. So a squat is vital, but with good technique. So I'm going to start with showing you a free squat, but then I'm going to modify it. So a free squat is not, as some people think, knees going over like that. You don't go down on your knees. Your knees should never go over your toes. Squatting is sitting down without a chair, basically. And your knees, make sure you don't come in. Your knees stay at the headlights. If you can't, and you don't have to go right down like that. You can just go down to there, as long as the technique is right. It's the technique that's important. I don't care how far down you get. I care about the technique. If you can't do a free squat, or if you can't do 10 free squats, that's fine. Sit in the chair, knees at 90 degrees, feet under your knees, and put your hands here so as you're not tempted to use them. And just stand up and then sit down again. Again, nice, slow and controlled. Stand up and sit down. If you can't manage that, use your arms, create momentum, and stand up and sit down. And if that's impossible, as a final resort, put your hands on your knees and stand up, and then sit down again. Okay? But the object of all these classes is to be able to stand up from any chair just about without putting your hands under your knees or without using the arms, just using the strength of your legs. Right, sorry about that long explanation. We're going to do 10 squats. So I'm going to go quite far down. 1, 2. If you're using the chair, that's fine, go at your own speed. 3, you don't need to follow me. 4, 5, 6. Your weight should be in your heels on this one. 7. Those of you that are regulars will know I quite often fall backwards. 8. Woo, like now. 9. 1 more. 10. Well done. Now I'm going to let you sit down. If you're new and you haven't got a band, just do the arm exercises. You're sitting at the front of the chair. Sorry, I should have said at the very beginning, you need a chair without arms. Sitting at the front of the chair, legs straight, toes pulled back, and you're going to put the band around your feet, preferably in the instep. This is one of the exercises where you could have a stronger band if you wanted to, and have quite a bit of tension on the band. But you're sitting up straight, only your arms are going to move. I'm just going to move my chair to show what the arms are like. So you've got your tension here, sitting up nice and straight, and you're just pulling your arms back. You're not lifting, you're not putting out to the side. Your elbows hug your body and your backs. See if you can touch your elbows onto the back of the chair and squidge your shoulder blades together, and then release slowly. 1, and then pull back. 2. If you're doing this without a band, 3. You're still using the muscles, the same muscles as we are. 4. You're just maybe not getting quite as much benefit. 5, because you're not working against resistance. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Well done. Right, standing at the back of your chair, we're going to, the squat strengthens the gluteus maximus, the big muscle. You've also got a minimus and a medius and a minimus gluteus. So if you, this exercise exercises those, this movement. So we're just going to take one leg, put it out to the side, keeping your toe forward, not bending over loads to counterbalance, standing up as straight as you can. We're just going to hold it there for a couple of seconds and then down. And try not to put your weight on it when you come down. I'm going to do 10 or do as many as you can. This is quite a hard one if you're not used to it. Well, I think they're all quite hard if you're not used to it. 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're not twisting that leg. 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Of course, your static leg takes a bit of pounding as well because it's supporting you the whole time. So just give your legs a bit of a wiggle. And then switch sides. And just lift. 1. Woo! Can feel that. 2. Don't kick your leg up, lift it up. 3. It's easier if you use momentum. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Fabulous. Oh, give your legs a bit of a wiggle. Right, we're going to do a bicep curl. So you need your band. If you don't have a band, just do the exercises. Clench your fist so that your bicep is clenching. Stand on your band. Anchor your elbow into your waist. Oh, the top of my head's a bit cut off there. Anchor your elbow into your waist. And have enough tension on the band so that if you relaxed your hand, it would fall down. So you're keeping it there so your bicep is constantly under pressure. And you're just going to close your arm like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Looks like I've got a hunchback there. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then switch. Anchor your elbow. And then give a bit more tension there. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, quite warm I am, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Right. What we've been doing, let's put this down a bit. It's the balance one now. What we've been doing in the past classes is doing the clock for the balance. Remember the 12, 3, 2. Well, I'm going to try something slightly different because I've never been totally happy with that one because it's quite difficult. And what I'd quite like to do is maybe introduce a little bit of power. And power is speed and strength. So what I'm going to try today, and I'd like feedback again, you could say whether you prefer this or prefer the clock. So what I'm going to do is we're going to try and do it without holding on. Take your leg there and we're going to go stamp, stamp, stamp up. Stamp, stamp, stamp up. So it's rather than sweeping it back, it's more, and it's still the clock. So I'll hold this hand out. I'll have to count. Okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Don't worry if you can't keep up. 4. Oops, said she, falling over. Do what you can. 5. 6. I don't know if this is what I had in mind at all. 7. 8. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I've lost concentration. My balance has gone. 9. 10. Oh, 10. Stop. Anyway, we'll try the other side. I just try to do balance, but make it slightly more fun and slightly less boring than just standing on one leg the whole time. Right, we're ready? Other one. So start with your your thigh parallel to the ground if you can. I'm going to go stamp, stamp, stamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know if that worked or not. What I'd like you to do now, we're just going to try something, is choose your best leg. Everybody has a leg that they're better at balancing on than the others. And I'm going to do up to 30 seconds, and I'm going to count the seconds so that you know where you're balancing to. So prepare yourself psychologically, get yourself looking at something, standing on one leg. It doesn't matter how you stand on that leg, doesn't matter what you do with the other leg, as long as it's not on the ground balancing you. And I'm going to count up in 5-second bouts. So that, right, okay, Nikki. Oh, I like the stamping leg. Found that really hard balance-wise. See, some people like it, some people don't. We'll do it for a few weeks, and then if it's not working, we'll see. But anyway, I've done this with you before, and I don't know if you took a note of where you got to with your balance last time. So, standing on one leg, I'm not going to do this because I'm going to fall over because I'm looking at this. So I'm going to count up in 5-second segments, stand on one leg, and when you have to hold on or put your foot down, that's where you're up to. If you manage the 30 seconds, fabulous. Right, are you ready? Get yourself balanced and stand on one leg. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29, 30. Well done. Did you manage the 30? Do you think you've improved on the last time? Take a note of this, because we'll do it again. And see if your balance is improving. I know that my standing on one leg balance, said she, wavering all over the place, but just trust me, my standing on one leg is much better than it used to be. Right, we're going to do the abs now. So, sitting at the side of the chair, sitting sideways on the chair. Now sit so that you can comfortably sit with your feet on the ground at your knees at 90 degrees. So if you're smaller, you'll need to sit further forward. If you're taller, you can sit further back. Sitting up nice and straight, have your middle finger just at the top of your kneecap. And we're going to lean back just so that your finger is about an inch and a half above your kneecap. We don't want it to go right back because that puts strain on the small of your back. And then bring your arms forward so that your shoulders are rounded. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then sit forward. How was that? Is it okay on the small of your back? If you're going back and you're doing it and you're finding that the small of your back is hurting, just sit up slightly. Sit forward slightly. I can feel that on my abs when I do that. Right, we're going to do it one more time. Lean back, forward round your back. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And sit up. Well done. Right. We're going to do the upward row now. If you haven't done this before, even if you have a band, it might be a good idea to do this without the band. So what we're going to be doing is, if you hold your thumb with your opposite hand, and we're going to raise our arms, but it's elbow first. So it doesn't matter whether you get your hands to there, or up to your chin, as long as your elbows are higher than your hands and you've got a nice V there. I've seen people struggling, thinking that the object of the exercise is to get your hands to your chin and doing that. It's not. It doesn't matter. It's these muscles here. If you do that, you can feel those muscles at the back. So you want to strengthen your back and your shoulders to pull your back back so that you don't get the old wifey stoop. If you've got a band and you want to use it, what you do, this is why you need a 2-meter band. You stand on it with your feet hip width apart, and then you cross it over. And then holding on with your hands together, go back a bit, you're going to go 1, nice and controlled, 2. You may want to do half with the band, half without the band. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Did you keep the technique going? Oops, got it wrapped around my foot, can't get it off. Right, without any explanation this time, we're going to do 10 more squats. If you need to use the chair, do it the chair way. If you want to mix and match, that's absolutely fine. I'll stand sideways so that you can see the technique as usual. So we're going to go 1, chest is forward, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll go this way so as you can see the knees are staying out, 6, 7, 8, falling backwards, 9, 10. Well done. Panting a bit now. Last one before we go into a sort of little aerobic routine. So don't get panicked by the thought of the word aerobic. So stand with your feet hip width apart, and we're going to do side bend. And if you want to, you can put your hand over your head. If you do, keep your arms straight so that you're actually using your arm muscles rather than having it flopping over your head. 10 on each side. Oh, I have to psych myself up for this one. Right, over we go. 1. We don't want to do them too fast because you might get dizzy. 2. This is great for flexibility and strength. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Woo! And then it won't surprise you to know we're doing the other side. 1. 2. 3. I did get your message, by the way, Delia. 4. Hello. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Oh, well done. Right, we're just going to go, and that heel dig thing that we were doing, we're going to do it a few times. We're going to do it slowly to begin with, so that it gets back in your memory if you're new and you haven't memorized it. So heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time at this speed, side, back, toe tap. Right. Now, what I'd like to do is play music, but I can't because of copyright issues, so I've got to play it in my head. So we're going to do it a little bit faster. Try and keep up. If you can't remember the steps or you get lost in the middle, just do your best. It will come. Honestly, it will. So heel dig, side, more like a dance, back, toe tap. Have whatever music you like in your head. Side. Oh, you can play music because you're not subject to copyright laws because you're not broadcasting it. Back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One last time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. How was that? Did you manage that? One person described herself like a floundering fish. Right. We're going to finish with our usual high intensity stuff. Now, you can either do tiny, running on the spot, tiny little steps. Remember, no hunching shoulders, arms going. Somebody who's got arthritic knees, who found that a bit bad on their knees, they do punching. So you can either do that, or you can adopt a boxer stance, which is feet hip width apart, knees bent, back rounded, and you're going to go, ooh, 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 and it's forward from the chest. It's a straight line. It's not that. Do it deliberately. Okay, so you can either do that, or you can do the running, or you can do this. We're going to do 3 20-second bouts, so you can do 1 of running and 2 of boxing. Or what I would say is, if you don't want to do the running simply because you find it hard and not because you've got anything wrong with your knees, then I would say do the running, because it's more beneficial. Don't choose the easy option. Okay, or you could do running and mix and match, but maybe I say you can take the girl out of Scotland, but you can't take the Calvinist Scotland out the girl. So, are you ready? On your marks, set, go. $17, $18, $19, $20. Well done. How was that? I know some people did the boxing last week. It's good for your arms, and it does puff you out. But obviously, your legs, having larger muscles, needs more oxygen, and therefore makes your heart work harder. So it is slightly better for you to do the running if you can. Right. You sufficiently rested? We'll go for second bout. On your marks, set, off you go. $17, $18, $19, $20. You're still all right. Have you recovering? Right. Third one. Ready? On your marks, set, off you go. 17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. Right, get your breath back just before we go into stretching. And as usual, a couple of announcements. If you've enjoyed the class and you want to buy me a coffee, there's a link underneath the video. There's also a link to my Over 50 Fitness Facebook page, which if you go there, you might find articles and things that interest you. If you can, subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'd be very grateful. It doesn't cost anything. Subscribe is a bad word, really, isn't it? And if you can like this class as well, I would be very grateful for that too. So let's get the chair and we'll do some stretching. If any of you ever have any questions about anything, obviously feel free to ask. My Facebook page is a good way to get hold of me, but you can leave comments on my YouTube channel or whatever suits you. You can actually leave comments on the Buy Me a Coffee page as well. Right, so we're going to get the chair, front leg bent, back leg straight, feet pointing in the same direction, lean forward a bit, and you should feel the stretch at the back of your calf. Sorry, the top of your calf. We're going to hold that for a few seconds. And then very gently bend your back knee and your heel will come off the ground. Put a little bit of weight, not your full weight, just a little bit of weight on that foot. And you'll feel the stretch moving down into your Achilles tendon. Just very gently. And then switch legs. Again, just have a check of your feet to make sure that your feet are both pointing in the same direction. And then very gently bend your back knee. Same thing again, heel will come off the ground. Feel the stretch move down into your Achilles. And then we're going to do the quadriceps, the big muscles there. So if you can, grab your shoe, some people do the ankle, their heel, their trouser leg, and try and get your knees together. You can do this as a balance practice or not, it's entirely up to you. If you can't do that with your leg, put your hands behind you on your bum and see, just bend your knees, see if you can kick your hand with your feet. This is dynamic stretching, okay? So those of you that can do the bendy leg thing, standing on one leg, do that. Those of you that can't, do this dynamic stretching. Okay, right, dynamic stretchers, keep going. Static stretchers, switch legs. Okay, right, next one is the hamstrings, the big muscles on the back of your leg. Sitting on the front of the chair, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, sitting up nice and straight, put one leg forward, toe pulled back, and lean forward from your hips, not from your waist. Try and keep your toe pulled back, it increases the stretch. And go down to your level, you don't need to do what I do. Some of you will be bendier than others. And then sitting up. We'll repeat on the other side, so nice straight back, forward from the hips. Woo! That's quite a fierce one when I pull my toe back on this one. Okay, sitting up. The last one I'm going to do, I just keep moving the chair around so you can see what I'm doing, is sitting sideways on the chair, but at the front of the chair as well. And sitting, just do that so the chair doesn't get in the way, so that you can put this leg back, keeping your torso upright. We're trying to stretch here. hip flexors there. Doesn't matter if you can't get your leg back as far as I have, get it to there, as long as you can feel a stretch there. That's all that matters. If you can only get your leg to there, maybe lean your torso back just slightly, and that stretches it. Hold on to the chair if you want. And then switch around. Okay, then standing, have your hands at your arms at shoulder height, palms facing forwards, and you're going to, as if you're going round a tree, so your arms aren't straight, they're round like that, and then you dip your head so that you're opening up these muscles here. Your shoulder blades are sort of opening up a bit. And then if you can, interlink your hands behind your back. If you can't, try and get your elbows together. And then lift your arms. And that should stretch across your chest, give you a stretch across your chest. And then sitting down again. You can sit comfortably in the chair, but don't use the back to rest on. Use your own muscles to support you. And then dip your head. And put your hand on your crown. Don't push though, just let the weight of your hand push your head down slightly. And then look up, and then turn your head to the left as far as it'll go. Just note where your chin is in relation to your shoulder. It's only your head that turns, not your shoulders, just your head. Put your right hand on the right hand side of your face and try and turn your head back to the center, but resist with your hand so that you're creating tension in your neck. And then relax totally and see if you can turn your head to the left. You should be able to turn it just a tiny bit more. It increases the flexibility. Keep it there for a couple of seconds and then bring it back to the center. And then do the same on the other side. You'll find you're probably more flexible looking one way than the other. Left hand on left hand side of the face. Try and turn your head back to the center. Resist with your hand. Create that tension and then relax. See if you can turn your head a little bit more to the right. And then bring your head slowly back to the center. And that's it. Thank you very much for today's attendance. Yes, I don't know if you do the Monday strength, the Monday strength class, but it's a good adjunct to this one. But like I say, you do need to be able to get up and down off the floor. That's the only difference. Anyway, see you on Monday or next Wednesday. Bye.